Hey guys, welcome back to Drew's house. Now today I've got a super different video for you. Now I have got a nice bit of roadkill. I was wondering when this would come along. Got a nice little male pheasant there that I picked up on the way to work yesterday. It was still warm when I picked it up, so I thought that'll be pretty good to make a video of. Now I've never plucked one of these. I've never even eaten pheasant before. But I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to pluck this little thing and I'm going to try and get it on the dinner plate and see what it tastes like. So I just thought I'd do the plucking for you guys so that you can see how rubbish I am at it, and we'll see what happens. Now I'm a bit squeamish. I don't even like picking this thing up, to be honest. Now I've watched a few videos about how to do this. Some people say start with up here on the neck, and some people say start with the legs. So I'm going to start with the legs, I think, and then we'll see how we go. I'm going to get this over the bin so that all the feathers go straight in the bin, just to keep things a bit tidy. Actually, just one thing, there's actually 4 female pheasants in the garden at the moment, but they've just gone behind the trees there so you can't see them. They were wandering around the grass there, and I was thinking, oh my god, I'm going to be plucking one of their boyfriends. So now they're gone. Oh no, I can see one in the bush. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Let me see if I can zoom you up. No, I can just about see it. I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not. But anyway, as I say, I was a little bit worried about plucking one of their mates and hoping that it wasn't actually one of their mates. So anyway, let's get into it. Feathers going everywhere. Oh, I've got to be careful not to rip the skin, and I've just ripped some. Luckily it's only on the leg, so I'll have to be more careful and maybe pull less feathers at a time. Wow, that skin rips pretty easy. I'd never kill one of these things. They're too beautiful to look at, and I don't think I could kill anything anyway. But as I found it, and it was already dead, and it was still warm, I was just thinking, well, you know, what's the harm? I'm not a vegetarian, but I do like birds, I must admit. Plenty of birds in the garden, and I'm more about encouraging the birds than killing them and eating them. I don't know if you can see that, there's a bit of a rip there. A bit far away from the camera to be able to see that, but maybe I'll just bring you in a bit closer. I must admit, I'm a little bit concerned about having to put my fingers inside it to pull its guts out. I'm just hoping the contents of my guts don't end up all over the bench. I don't think it's a particularly fat bird, but by all accounts they don't apparently end up with that much meat on them anyway, so I've been told. Always humming a little bit. Of course it's a day old. I really wanted to try to keep the skin on so that we could keep the fat in the bird, so when I roast it, it keeps a load of that fat. But I'm not sure I'm going to be that lucky, to be honest. I think what I'm going to do now is lay it on the bench and pluck its back. I'm sure if you guys have done this before, you're probably laughing at me right now saying, you're doing that all wrong. Probably am, but I'm doing it my way. I'm going to start plucking the back of its neck. I have no idea what I'm doing. Apparently you've got to keep the skin tight when you pull it. So let's try that. Where it was laying on the ground and it was hanging, it's gone a bit of a funny shape, to be honest. Try and get rid of all these feathers, because if my son sees all these feathers, he's not going to be happy. It would be a lot easier if he kept his regular shape. probably my fault for laying him on his side when I picked him up and popped him in the car. But I've never done this before, like I said, so if this works out and I find any more, I know what to do next time. Or at least I'll have a better idea. Wing getting in the way there. Just keeping an eye out for those female pheasants. Don't want them seeing me. They'll never come back. Bit of a rip in the skin there, that's a shame. Nice bit of fat in there that would have helped it cook nice. Oh, just by the way, the reason I'm plucking this outside is because I did see someone on a video mention that it could get a bit stinky, and I thought, at least if I'm outside, the wind may take the smell away. I think I'm making a bit of a mess of this, to be honest. As I say, ripping the skin a bit, which is a damn shame. I don't want to end up taking the skin off because I really do want to roast it rather than have to cook it in something to keep it moist. Because I have heard that they can be a bit dry, so I really want to keep the skin on when I cook it. It is a bit smelly now. That's the back of it done, I think, just about, apart from a few little very ones. I'll just get these ones to the side and then we can turn it over and start doing the other side. Probably got all the words wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about. This is all new to me. It's a free meal, and it's better that I eat it than some old crows picking it up off the road. Get its breast feathers off. Stop pecking me, you. Oh, I've just ripped its skin on the chest there. If you pick up too many feathers, you just put too much pull on the skin and then the skin wants to rip, so that's what it seems. So maybe, you know, 1 or 2 feathers at a time, that's the job. So I probably should have put a bag in that bin, because when the bin men come and take it away and everything comes out of the top, the feathers are just going to go everywhere. That's not ideal. So I'll probably have to deal with that later on. The only trouble is with this, I'm pulling it that way, and every time I do that, I catch a beak on my finger. It doesn't feel like there's a massive load of meat on this thing, but I think there's only going to be me eating it. I don't think my son will be interested in eating this, that's for sure. Not that he's a vegetarian. Mind you, if you're going to eat meat, you're going to know where it came from, because meat doesn't grow in a supermarket, does it? Almost needs to be 1 feather at a time, it seems. Funny thing is, when you're doing this, you just start to think, well, at what point does this stop becoming a bird and end up being meat? I guess that kind of depends what sort of person you are. Because to me, it's still a bird. Mind you, it's still got its head, so, and its legs, and its claws, and its tail, and, you know, most of it, so. I think for me, once it's ready to go in the oven, it's meat. Till then, it's a bird. I did actually disinfect the bench before I started, just in case you're wondering, because I do use this bench for all sorts of stuff. Oh, it's a bit stinky now. Whew. I must admit, I don't like the smell too much. I hope I enjoy eating it after all this. I'm sure I will. Let's cut these wings off. There we go. There's one. I must admit I don't like doing this. Okay, what's next? It's probably time to lop his head off, I think. Get all the stuff around the neck. You've got to get all the stuff out of his neck. I think I have. So I think it's time to lop that off. This bit isn't nice. Come over here, you. I'm sure it's not supposed to be this hard. I'm probably doing it way wrong. I don't think there's much of a probably about it. I think I'm butchering it. And not in a good way. Oh, there you go. There's the head gone. Time to get rid of the legs now. Find that bit. Cut around there. Got to try and pull the sinews out apparently. Oh, that's hard. Oh, there you go. There's a sinew there, look. I've seen someone burn all these little tiny feathers off over a candle. I'm not going to do that. I don't think I'll get a candle to stay alight out here. Not this windy today. I'm going to give this bird a good wash after I've finished, and I'm probably going to sit in the fridge overnight just to dry off. Wow, these ones are really, really hard to get out. All the feathers are off, the legs are off, the neck's off, wings have still got a few feathers. I've probably got to mess about with those, and I've got to cut him open and pull the guts out of him. So let's get on and do the nasty bit. Oh, I just hope my guts stay in my stomach. Cut this bit of skin here, somewhere. See if I can get to his guts. Stick your fingers in there and pull his guts out. Oh, the ribs are stabbing me. Gotta make sure I go right to the front and get everything out. I feel like I've left something behind. Oh, that stinks. That's horrid. Yeah, that's not nice. That is proper stinky in there, and I've made a right mess of it. But I'm going to give it a good wash under the tap. Well guys, I think that's him done. I think once that's in the oven, he's going to look a little beauty. And when I've cooked him, I'm going to show you what he looks like when he's all roasted up on the plate before I start carving him up. I have to say, apart from the few bits of skin that are ripped, I'm quite happy with him. And I've learnt something too. Next time I'll be a lot more careful when I pluck it, so as not to rip the skin too much. I'm going to go and give him a good rinse off. Oh, he stinks in there. Stinks, I'm telling you. Now obviously you could eat the heart and the liver, but I'm not doing that. It looks too yucky. Right, I'll see you guys when we're ready to carve. So guys, he's been cooking for an hour and 20 minutes. I think it might be a bit too long myself, but anyway, let's have a look at him. He's a beauty. Look at that. So we've got our lovely bird there. We've got some roast potatoes. We've got some mushrooms, and we've got some parsnips and lots of rosemary, and we stuck a bok choy inside him just to try and keep him moist. So I think he's ready for the plate now. In fact, I think he was probably ready for the plate a while back, but let's get him on the plate and get him inside us. Well, in the end guys, it was basically Mrs. Drew said, "I'm not eating that." So it's basically down to me to eat the whole thing. She had like a little bite, but I had the whole thing. I liked it. The legs were best, I thought. They were the tastiest. And the breast was nice, but nothing special, I didn't think. I'd have it again, but yeah, I wouldn't go hunting just to get one, put it that way. But anyway, it was quite nice. Thanks for watching. See you next time.